Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to see all of y'all here for this great program. We have an amazing program in store to be able to show to you. We have guest speakers here from UTSA. Let me hear for them. So excited that they're here. And we also have our staff. But I just want to let you know, some of y'all might join in to College 101 daily, and you might wonder, what's this special program you've been hearing about? So this special program that we're presenting today is called the TAPE program. It's a Lone Star College UTSA partnership that gives you the advantage of being able to get an associate and a bachelor's with three things that we want to remind you of: internships, community support, and a seamless transition. The great thing that you're going to be able to do is be a student that's targeted towards your interests. Your interests are engineering. And UTSA has amazing engineering programs and amazing engineering career connections. So if this is your interest, if you're interested in working with your hands, but you're a math person as well, if you're into science, biomedical engineering, look, this is a great session for you to hear a brand new program. We're looking for all of our STEM students to learn about a new program that we're being able to offer, of you being able to be concurrently enrolled at Lone Star College and UTSA at the same time. Never before happened, so I'm really excited to be able to offer it as a program for College 101. So let's get started and let's move into our roadmap for today. Our roadmap is we're excited to be connected with you to be able to show LSC engineering as well as UTSA engineering. So that's what we're going to do exactly in that order. And then at the end, we're going to give you next steps for any student that's interested. So the easiest way for you to express your interest in this program is to stick around to the end, fill out our survey so that we make sure to get your information and get all the application information sent to you. So I just want to go over a few rules, few guidelines, and make it real easy for everybody to have a great experience. Remember, ask questions in the chat. I'm going to introduce to you in a few minutes the amazing people that we have here to be able to answer your questions and welcome you. But also, ask those in the chat, because if you ask them over the audio, we're going to have a lot of feedback. We have people's speakers on, some people might be outside, so there's a lot of feedback. So we just want to keep the mic muted and use the chat. If you're on your phone, just click those three dots at the top, and then you're able to pull down the chat menu and just ask us a chat. So, lastly, remember what I told you about that survey. That survey is a way for you to express interest, but it's also a way for you to get Falcon rewards. And if you're a parent, if you're a family member or a supporter of one of our future students, then you can get Falcon rewards in their name. What that means is they'll get a free t-shirt when they get back to campus, as well as a chance to win a laptop at the end of the year. Come on, can't beat that. So let me go ahead and introduce our speakers for today. They're going to be Dr. Mark Appleford. He is an Associate Dean, Undergraduate Programs, and Associate Professor of Biomedical Engineering. So I told you, if you have any biology people in here, he might be able to give you a good talk to make that switch over to the AS of Biomedical Engineering for us. But we also have Jennifer McDaniel. She's the Assistant Director of Recruitment for UTSA, and she's going to be able to say a few words to you as well. And of course, you have me. I'm Jeremy Dudley. I'm the Manager of Outreach and Recruitment here at Lone Star College-CyFair. If you've been at our College 101, you've gotten a chance to interact. You know I love these sessions since our campus is closed. But if you've been here, you know it's not just me. We have an amazing staff that's here to help you as well. I'm going to let them introduce themselves right now.
Lone Star College-CyFair. I'm very happy that you're here. Hopefully you get to learn a lot. If you have any questions, please post them in the chat. I'll be answering those for you. But I'll be seeing you around. Bye.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Jonathan. I'm one of the part-time coordinators, and I'm going to be sending links in chat. So you guys are going to be seeing lots of great information on these presentations. If you want to visit the landing page on our website, go ahead and click on those links. I'll see you guys.
Hi, I'm Lourdes, and I work in New Student Orientation. Thanks for coming in today, and I'll be in the chat, so ask questions. Thanks.
Hello, everyone. My name is Miriam Shedid. I'm one of the College Connection Advisors as well at Lone Star College. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the chat. Hi everyone, my name is Karin. I'm the coordinator for orientation, and I'll be in the chat as well. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them there.
Hey everybody, my name is Diego Zaragoza, one of the College Connection advisors, and today I'm gonna be in the chat as well. So please make sure to ask some questions, and we'll get them taken care of.
Thanks a lot. Those are our staff here at Lone Star, but we also have amazing student ambassadors. And we have one student ambassador. This is her last College 101 session with us because she's transferred over to SFA. That's how it happens. She's amazing. I want her to introduce herself first, and then the rest of the student ambassadors. Thank you.
Hi, y'all, and welcome. My name is Ashley, and yes, I'm going to be transferring to SFA very soon. Please don't be afraid to ask any questions. Please put them in our chat. We'll be there to help you. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alexandria, and I'm a student ambassador at Lone Star College-CyFair, and I'll also be in the chat to help out. So feel free to put your questions in there, and we'll get to them. Thank you.
All right. So what we're going to do now is just go ahead and dive into the LSC portion of the presentation. And I'm going to answer a question that some of the students in here might have, because it's a mix of y'all. Some of y'all might be engineering students who just started at Lone Star, but some of y'all are still making your decisions. So let's talk about Lone Star College-CyFair. What we can offer you is an amazing campus and student life. We have a lot of different academic programs, but especially engineering, you're definitely going to hear about. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But our transfer partnerships are amazing. We send thousands of students every year to four-year colleges all over the country. And UTSA is definitely one of them. Associates and now bachelor's degrees are offered here at Lone Star for really affordable costs. So the student life is amazing. Student life is campus life. You know we have a beautiful campus. It's closed right now for outside visitors, but when it's back open, I'd love you to schedule a campus tour with us. And anybody who's already a student knows this is the hangout place. So right now, we've been having PS4, Xbox. I can't say if a PS5 is going to make its way into the Case building in December. I can't say it. I can hope it, but I can't say for sure. We also have ping pong, pool, all that there. But we also have student organizations for you to meet. So let's look at some of the organizations you can do during your 2 years here at Lone Star. We have Anime Club, Drone Club, Math Club, Black Student Union. We have Computer Science Club, Latin American Student Organization. I can keep going on and on and on, but I won't. My challenge to you is to jump into student life. And if you happen to see an organization that doesn't exist yet, start it. It's a great chance for you to be the president, founder, CEO, chairman, chairwoman, do all that. It'll be amazing. But we also want to make sure that you know to get active. We have amazing sports and activities and intramurals that you can participate here at Lone Star College-CyFair. So trust me, if you are in high school athletics, you're going to still be able to stay in good shape, better than me, and you'll be able to maybe dunk on people like this gentleman over here. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But for the artsy people, we want to show off your talent as well. And it's amazing for all of our STEM students who also can exercise that artistic side of your brain. Because any engineer can tell you it's an exercise in creativity, regardless. So if you are into visual and media art, we want to be able to display that at our Boss Gallery. If you like performing arts, symphony, choir, performing plays, that's where you perform at our Center for the Arts. These are our spring schedules. We couldn't exhibit all of them due to COVID-19, but it gives you an example of some of the things you can do during your 2 years at Lone Star College-CyFair. Let's talk about campus resources, but only briefly. If you come to orientation, we're going to give you the full rundown of our campus resources. But what I want to let you know is we have a full service of resources. And UTSA is going to tell you about their resources as well. And it's amazing that you're going to get help all the way around throughout your career. But what I'll tell you is 3. Academic advising. It's amazing that you get a coach in college. You get a coach, someone to tell you the game plan, someone to tell you what to look out for, what you qualify for, give you some encouragement, give you some suggestions. Your academic advisor is your graduation coach. So it's amazing you're going to get one here at Lone Star. Also, we have free tutoring. I always have to do that because it's free tutoring. Make sure you're using our free tutoring. And any of our current students who haven't used free tutoring, you can go to our tutoring website. They'll put the link in the chat for you. They're doing online appointments. So there's no reason why you can't be getting a tutor for any classes you're in now or you will be in the fall. But also, I have to talk about our transfer advising because a lot of it is what's going to help you get to UTSA. So, transfer services for you. Let's just give you a screenshot moment. This is like our Hollywood bus tour. You're coming up. I don't know whose house. Maybe it's Justin Bieber's house. Let's put it up. Take your picture. There it is. This is your picture to take because these are people who are also going to help you on your next steps. So any of our current Lone Star students, if you're a current Lone Star student, you need to already be communicating with these individuals. So Rochelle Reynolds is our advisor too, that's on the transfer services team. Regina Oliver is an advisor too, also on the transfer services team. And Robin Dice is a specialist for our transfer services. Talk to them, communicate with them. They have insight in colleges and what they're looking for and what will be best for you. And even some things that you may want to tell them you want to do, they may be able to give you a leg up and get you there. So definitely talk to them. So I want to tell you, before I say talk to them, I kind of have to tell you what they do. Like, I can't just say go talk to them. Let me tell you what they do. So here's what they do. They're your support system. They're your support system for resources, including online and phone transfer advising. Because right now during COVID-19, we know it's hard for us to be able to service places and offices. It's hard. So right now our transfer advisors, they've set up online and phone transfer advising for you. So that's a huge service that they're able to offer. They're going to track your progress towards your goal. It's not just about our goal for you, it's about your goal for you. So if your goal for you is that four-year college, they're going to help you get there. They're going to connect you with the university representatives that are going to allow you to do this. It's the transfer services team that helped put this College 101 session together to allow us to bring representatives to you to learn about this type of partnership. This is what their department does. They're great at it. We send thousands of students as a result of their work. They're also going to make sure that you know about the online guides. All colleges have them. UTSA is going to show you theirs, but our transfer advisors are great resources for you. So make sure to get that email down there, cs-transferservices@lonestar.edu. That's an easy, quick way to connect with them. Let's talk about academics. 200 degrees program certificates, but they are arranged in 8 areas of study. So you don't have to worry too much about what specific program degree you need to hop into. I would tell you, let's look at where you might be interested. So Pathways is your website. They'll put the link in the chat for you. But today, we're here to talk about engineering. So I'm sorry to the other 7 pathways. Y'all are great, but it's about engineering today. So that's the pathway we're going to focus on. Within engineering, we have different types of degrees. The one that you'd be aiming for if you want to go to UTSA and get your 4-year Bachelor's of Engineering is the transfer degree, which is the Associate of Science in Engineering. So some of y'all are already Associate of Science in Engineering students. That's why you got the invite, because you're already on your path. But a lot of y'all just put engineering as your field of interest, so you got the invite. So I want to let you know the degree that you would want here at Lone Star would be the Associate of Science in your field of engineering. So why do we want you to get that degree here at Lone Star before you go to UTSA? Because we want to save you money. If you stay here for those 60 hours before you go to UTSA, you will save an average of $15,000. That's a car, easily. Like, I mean, we can't just give you a car, but we're kind of giving you a car. I don't know how you want to take that, but we're kind of giving you a car. That's amazing. It's the value. And what we're comparing is 1/4 of the average cost of a Texas 4-year public college. That's what we can offer you your first 2 years. And UTSA is going to show you how they're able to give you amazing value for your last 2 years by getting you through that program in 2 years. So if you happen to need help applying or registering, this is for our applicants. Screenshot moment number 2. I don't know whose house we're passing by, but take that picture. this is a great moment for you because this number connects you with our student ambassadors. They're going to help you. Any question you have about college life, admissions, they're going to get those resources for you. So take that screenshot because you can text them and they're going to get back to you during business hours. This is our calendar for July. Lots of sessions. You don't need to know specifically what session's coming up because we will continually let you know via email. But I want to let you know that we have Registration 101, Orientation 101, Testing 101, Financial Aid 101, Sober LSC 101. So we have a lot of different sessions. Parents 101 to bring your parents to. So you don't have to ask you too many questions. Just say, hey, mom, dad, go here. That's all the answers you need. And that'll be perfect. We'll take care of it from there. So now I'm going to finish up by giving you insight into what it would be like to be an engineering student here at Lone Star College. First, you know we got to do it again. We're passing by another Hollywood house. Take that screenshot. Get your phone out. This is a great way for you to know the programs you can choose from to be a part of this partnership, as well as the main faculty, Dr. Wong, and our chair and the dean for our math, science, engineering division. So you will have an ability to have great connections, as well as the link to see the programs that are offered in our engineering, mathematics, and science cluster. So this is a great information page for you. We have faculty that have already gone through the UTSA program to be able to be on board with this transfer partnership, and this is who they are. But these are what our classrooms will look like. We have specially designed classrooms for project-based learning for our engineer program. So the classroom at the bottom is maybe not a classroom you've seen in high school because you need to be able to do project learning as an engineer. Dr. Mark Appleford and UTSA is going to let you know about some common myths about being an engineer. And I'll give a little away. You're going to have to work with other people, and we love that. Teamwork is what makes some of the greatest projects in engineering history. So that's what we do here at Lone Star College-CyFair. You're going to work on projects in a group with faculty supervision and guidance, and it's going to prepare you for your career and prepare you for UTSA. But what do we do with these projects? We like to compete. We're pretty competitive here. You already know. Lone Star College-CyFair, we're a big college. We got a lot of resources. We like to think of ourselves, as a really, really, really great school. I definitely do. So our competitions are a highlight of what we do with our students because our students are getting an amazing education, and projects and getting a chance to compete is a fun way to grow that. So you can look at some of the projects that some of our past Lone Star students in engineering have done. Some of the projects we've done have actually made it to the space station because they won the project, they won the competition and were chosen by NASA to be tested by astronauts. So you're going to get a chance to take your project-based learning in a classroom to compete nationally, statewide, and do some amazing, cool things before you get to be paid to do it as a career professional. And I don't want to spoil too much, but they're going to talk to you about what that means to be paid to be an engineer. I know you're going to love hearing that. So we also want to show you some of the success. One of the NASA projects that I showed you some of the pictures for, the Texas Space Grant Consortium, it's a one-year project broken down to 2 semesters. And most of the teams, just going to say it, they came from 4-year universities. And I'm also going to say this, they got beat by Lone Star College-CyFair over and over and over. So for our students who are interested in mechanical engineering, if you're interested in this kind of stuff, you need to join this legacy of success. Go ahead. I want a medal. I didn't get a chance to be on it. Look, I want a medal myself. So join these teams when you get a chance to be a Lone Star College engineering student. You definitely want to be a part of it. You'll get a chance to do great work, learn, and just make great friends. That's what we love, the amazing connections. So one thing that I want to say is you're going to get a great engineering education and a lot of amazing campus life and student life experiences. I know I've told you a lot, so I personally think it's time for a break. You've earned it. We have a fun activity for you. It's not engineering related. I guess maybe it could be. I'm pretty sure you can find a way for it. But I want to see Who could possibly be the champion of this trivia? Take it away, Kadeen.
Hey everyone, so we're just going to take a quick break. As Jeremy said, he did give a lot of information and you're going to get more information soon. So we're just going to take a quick break with this Harry Potter trivia and see what knowledge you guys have for it. So first question is, what is Lord Voldemort's real name? And you guys can go ahead and write your answers in the chat. So I'm seeing a couple people starting to put their answers in the chat. So is it Tom Marvolo Riddle, Tom Marvin Riddle, Tar Marvillo Riddle, or Tom Ravolo Riddle? Let's see what it is. So it's Tom Marvolo Riddle. So Nimbe, you got that right. That's awesome. Okay, so what's the last line of the book Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone? Okay, so I'm a big Harry Potter fan, and I don't even know this one. So, is it Harry, Ron, and Hermione looked at each other sheepishly and smiled? Goodbye for now, Hogwarts. I'm going to have a lot of fun with Dudley this summer. Or until the fall, said Dumbledore with a nod. So I'm seeing a few people saying C, so let's go see what it is. It is C. That's awesome. Okay, let's see. According to the Dursleys, how did Harry's parents die? In a plane crash, in a car crash, in a bus crash, or in a train crash? So obviously, if you've read the books or watched the movies, you should probably know this one. But if you haven't, that's okay. No worries. We're not judging. So let's see what the correct answer is. Car crash. Okay, awesome. Next question, and we're going to do a few more questions after this, and then we can go on to the next portion of our thing. So the question is, what does SPEW stand for? So this was not in the movies, but it is in the books. Is it Support for People, Elves, and Wizards? Society for the Protection of Elves and Wizards? Society for the Promotion of Elfish Welfare? Or Sorority for the Protection of Elves and Wands? So let's see what you guys think it is. If you only watch the movies, you won't get this one. So let's see. Some people are saying B, some are saying C. So what is it? It is Society for the Promotion of Elfish Welfare. Yes, Jeremy, always guess C when in doubt. I like that. Okay, next question. What is Dumbledore's full name? So I'm not going to read all of them out because he's got a really long name and they're all pretty similar and it gets a little confusing. So I'm going to see if you guys can guess that one. I guess I should read maybe A to C. So A is Albus Brian Percival Wulfric Dumbledore. So is it that one or is it a jumble of the other ones, B, C, or D? Okay, so I'm seeing a couple D, C. So let's go ahead and see what it is. It is D, Albus Percival Wulfric Brian Dumbledore. That is Dumbledore's full name. So if you didn't know that, now you do. What is the symbol for the Ravenclaw house? Let's see. Is it a raven, a hawk, an eagle, or a crow? So I will say this. The movies don't portray the correct symbol for the Ravenclaw house. So if you're thinking about the movies, you're going to probably get this one wrong. Now, if you've read the books, then you definitely know what it is. So Jeremy, you wrote Raven. Are you thinking about the movie or are you thinking about the books? Let's see what it is. The correct answer is an eagle. It is actually an eagle. All right, so if you didn't get that one, definitely read the books. Okay, and so this is going to be the last question for the day. So the question is, Dumbledore has a scar above his left knee. It's a perfect map of what? North America, Diagon Alley, Hogwarts, or the London Underground? What do you guys think it is? Again, if you read the books, you definitely know which one it is. If you watch the movies, they don't even mention his scar, so it's a little weird. So I'm seeing a few people put D down, so let's go see what it is. It's the London Underground. It's a little strange. Don't know why she wrote that in the books, but, you know, fun trivia. So that's going to be the end of today's session with our Harry Potter trivia. So I'm going to give it back to Jeremy for the next part of our presentation. Thanks, guys, for joining me. It was a lot of fun. Bye.
Oh, thank you, Colleen. If anybody was watching me, my emotions, missing that Ravenclaw question kind of crushed me. But then coming back with the London Underground, that just redeemed me. I would have maybe been reading 3 books tonight if I didn't get that London Underground one. It makes me feel better. It made me feel better. All the difference. So let's not worry about Harry Potter anymore. Let's get back to the engineering. We have 2 special guests for you here from UTSA, Dr. Mark Appleford and Jennifer McDaniel. They're going to be previewing what UTSA can offer you as an amazing college, what the TAPE program can offer you in terms of your career, internships, in terms of job placement, the connections in Houston and San Antonio. So it's truly amazing what you're going to hear. We are thrilled to be able to show you this program. So I'm going to give it over to Dr. Mark Appleford and Jennifer McDaniel and let them take it away. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jeremy. That was pretty awesome. You and your team are really good. My name is Mark Appleford. I'm the Associate Dean, College of Engineering at UTSA. The architect of this program is a guy named Joseph Kalhanek, and I just got to do a shout out to him because he's been a big transfer advocate for a lot of years. I would have never made it through college if it wasn't for my transfer institution. So we're going to tell you a little bit about this partnership. You can probably already see the reasons why we want to partner with you on this program, and we'll talk about some of the competitive advantages that we've got within it. So for starters, I'd love you to use the chat box. Tell us what majors we've got in the room. We line up almost perfectly with Lone Star. So at UTSA, we have majors in biomedical, chemical, civil computer, electrical, and mechanical. And I believe the only difference is that Lone Star also has a program in industrial, and many of our industrial engineers go into mechanical. So I'd love you to use the chat box to tell us where you're actually heading or which area you're going into at this point. Feel free to type it in throughout the presentation. So engineers, you probably know, have a seriously front row seat to change the world around them. All this craziness that has been going on right now, there are still engineering postings being made. This is one field in which employment has not changed because they need engineers to fix some of these crazy problems that we're getting into right now. Second bullet point is the one that you probably are aware of. You are entering one of the degrees at Lone Star and at UTSA that represents the highest salary of a bachelor's degree or from an associate's degree. Characteristic of this field is that we do everything online. We do everything with hands-on applications. So we split the difference between them. We basically do all of our computational work, but then we give a practical application for it. Fourth bullet point, that's biggie, less than 1.5% unemployment. There is only one field in Texas that has been decreasing in jobs. You can probably guess what it is. It was oil and gas for this year. All the others held steady or have increased in numbers. Lastly, engineers are kind of a little different on campuses. Our engineers are still around 5, 6 o'clock on a Friday night. They're still working on projects on the weekend. And it's because it's a very enjoyable community. It's just one of those fields where you can see the impact of what you do. I'm a biomedical engineer. I teach the sophomores at UTSA. I got into the field as a kid. I knew I wanted to be a BME. I watched my grandfather go through some very advanced diabetes. He lost both of his legs to his disease, and he had the crummiest plastic prosthetics I have still seen to this day. And I watched it affect his quality of life. He hated it. I could always tell he was in pain when he wore it. And I just thought to myself, couldn't we do better in this world? So that's the characteristic of an engineer, is you want to change something that's going on. Let me tell you about the biggest advantage that Jeremy really mentioned from this program. We want you to get involved with companies much earlier than you would normally do it. what you're looking at here is a map of Texas for one program. This is just the BMEs. This is where we've placed our BME students. You notice that they are all over the states. The average BME student had 2.6 internships by the time they graduated. So here's the deal. You could double your odds of getting an internship if you started first year, right? There is absolutely no reason why you couldn't be working for one of these companies in your field from the first day that you go into your program of study. And that's what we want to do with TATE. We want to break any kind of reliance that you got on low or part-time pay. So the average pay last year for an engineer was $18 an hour. They usually do these in the summer as a 10-week experience, $72,000, right? Or $7,200. That's a pretty good way to get through the summer. It pays for quite a bit of tuition. And now you can imagine if they do that every summer of their program of study, they're in a good shape for the cost of tuition. Plus, they graduate with a network available. So they've got people that have their back from the first day that they graduate. I called out the majors, and I saw that several of you responded. By pieces of the pie, by far at UTSA, the largest group is our mechanical engineers. But one of the first things that we're going to have you do as part of the TATE program is you got to pick your specialty. It's not just that you're a mechanical engineer. It's got to be that you are a aerospace mechanical engineer. Are you an automotive mechanical engineer? Is it oil and gas? Is it industrial? What is your specialty? So that's the other advantage of this program. We're going to match you with a faculty mentor in the college, and they're going to be your unofficial guide and connection resource list for getting some of those internships and figuring out where you want to specialize. The other piece I want to draw your attention to on this slide is, look at all those grad programs. Every department at UTSA has masters and PhDs associated with it. That means that the 125 faculty at UTSA are all connected with companies doing work with them. So if you wanted to try out working at Boeing, or you went to work on a NASA project, we got like a dozen faculty that are actually doing projects for them. That's the side of a research university. So as part of this, it would be, can we get you connected with one of these research projects? I want to show you the scariest number that I've got in this presentation, and that is the one that I got circled in green, $26,000. I used my transfer institution a lot to buffer the cost of my four-year university. It's scary when you first look at that. But the degree that you're interested, the reason why you're in the room is because of engineering. Society places a very high value on your degree. Basically, what I'm saying is that your degree would be worth the cost of college. Not every major can say that. Engineering earnings outpace any kind of part-time employment. Record was set last summer, $38 an hour for an engineering student working while they're still getting their degree. Occupational entry level pays, check that out. Basically varying between $60,000 to $80,000 first year. And that's without the startup. And then occupational average pays, going anywhere between $90,000 and $120,000. So you're probably getting the idea. College is expensive, right? Especially completing that bachelor's degree. But this major that you're looking at is worth it. So that's where we want to get you as part of the TATE program. One other thing to mention is that a good engineering student never stops applying for scholarships. The record was set, I'm just going to tell you what it was. A couple of years ago, we had a student get a full ride, more than $80,000 in tuition. She applied for 101 scholarships. This student was spectacular, but she wasn't spectacular because of her GPA or her SATs. She had actually middle scores on both. She basically outworked everybody to get the scholarships. So she kept applying after she got rejection letters. In order to get that 101, she committed to doing one every week. She's already got her master's actually fully paid for at this point. So it's only a question that you can give an answer to, but what do you think? Would it be worth it to go after one scholarship per week? My favorite site is scholarships.com. Very simple. You search by major, not just by engineering, and you will get to a much smaller number of scholarships that you could potentially go after. So the question is really just for you. How many have you gone after? She didn't get any of her first 20 scholarships. She started getting them in the 30s and the 40s. These are just some of the ones that we've gotten recently. My favorite is that one at the bottom of the list, the Zombie Apocalypse Scholarship. That comes back up in January. So it's like, how do you proof a campus from a zombie apocalypse? And these are crazy things, right? They're just based on your interests. They're based on your writing. But sometimes you just got to revise them quite a bit to get these. Okay, real briefly, you're doing the hard part now. You've applied Texas through this program. We're going to come back at the end and show you exactly what you need to click on to get to the next step. At UTSA, you have to follow this guideline. You have to be enrolled at Lone Star. You got to apply through their site, and then we got to get you calculus ready and PSI complete. That's going to be determined by Lone Star College. You'll meet with the counselor. They'll check out your eligibility, and then you'll get an application specific for this program. A lot of you are rusty on your math. It's okay. You've got this summer to get yourself calculus ready. When they do let us back on campus as well, these are 3 of the big buildings that you'll be in for UTSA. That's the Bioscience Engineering. On the right side there, we got ED, where most of our engineering classes are, and then our faculty research labs in the AET Technology Building. We're about to open our own makerspace. It's actually going to open up, I think, next week. And it's a huge makerspace, just like Lone Star. That's where we teach how you're going to weld, CNC, rapid prototype, right, microfabricate. All of the cool instruments for engineering are going to be housed in one spot. Okay, I'm going to pause for a second. I'm going to hand this over to Jennifer McDaniel. Jennifer's going to talk to you about this Success Center. This is really the heart of a college. A degree is not just the courses that you take. A degree is the organizations that you also get involved with while you go through the program. So Jennifer, do you want to jump in and tell them about the SSC?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Appleford, and thank you again, everybody, for joining us today. I know there's some very gripping Netflix videos you could be watching or TV series right now, but you've chose to join us, and I think you've made a really good decision. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about our Student Success Center. As we talk about resources at UTSA, we definitely want to make sure that you're aware of all the great resources that you'll have access to as a TAFE student. And I'm going to just touch here on these, and then as we go through, you'll learn a little bit more about these different areas. But you can see here all the different components within the Student Success Center. So we'll just move through the slide and we'll talk about each of these different areas. So the first one is our career and professional development. So what we do is we link our students, and as a TAFE student, you would have access to these resources as well, and helping you really plan for what your next steps are after you graduate. So we want you to get connected with our center early so we can help you through like career fairs, through internship opportunities that we have available. We make business cards for our students. We do mock interviews and help them with our resumes. And again, we're just bridging that connection for you to our industry partnerships that we have. So, definitely encourage you to take advantage of these great opportunities. And in the TAFE program, it's like you have double exposure to all these networking opportunities and professional relationships that the colleges have established for you. Another really great opportunity is our Tech Symposium. So as a student at UTSA, as an engineering student, you have the opportunity you will be presenting at a Tech Symposium at some point for sure, but it's a really great opportunity in that this is your senior design capstone project. So you will be building and working as a team to develop a working prototype of an area and research that you're interested in. And so this is a really great opportunity, not only for you as a student to work in a team environment and do a lot of research and build this prototype, but it also gives you a lot of opportunity to network and get industry exposure. So a lot of our students with Tech Symposium, their projects are actually sponsored by industry professionals in the area. And so, again, really great opportunity for you as a student. We can move on to the next one. We can move on to the next slide. I think we might have a little bit of a lag. Oh, here we go. So we also have a couple other organizations for you. One of those is our Society of Automotive Engineers. This is a really great competitive organization. So you can see here that the vehicles that they build these cars from scratch and they take them to various competitions. This past year was in Lincoln, Nebraska. So this is a great way to just get involved. You don't have to be a mechanical engineer to be a part of this organization, or any of our organizations aren't major specific. We encourage students from all disciplines to get involved in the areas that they're interested in. I don't know if Dr. Appleford's mentioned it yet, but he participated in organizations that were outside biomedical engineering, and it's a great way to gain exposure and just experience that you otherwise might not gain had you not participated in these engagement opportunities. We also have a competitive Still Bridge and Concrete Canoe team at UTSA, and this year our Still Bridge, you can see here that they placed first overall in the 2020 regional competition. So this is a really, again, a great opportunity to work in a team and to gain some valuable experience. But as you're going out and you're applying for various engineering positions, it's really awesome to say that you were in an organization that went to a competition and you can share that experience with that employer. So again, really great opportunity for you to get connected and involved. All right, another really awesome opportunity for you is our ambassador program. So for students, for TATE students, your experience, you may be hopefully you're really passionate about engineering, and coming in as a transfer student, you definitely can share that knowledge and help other students make those transitions. And so we have a program designed just for that student who, again, wants to spread their passion for engineering and for their experience and help other students. And so our ambassadors help us with on-campus events. They help us with this program like with Tate, and we also have some that help us at local high schools, and they mentor first robotics students. So again, really great opportunity for you, and you get a stipend in that program, so a little bit of extra money to just offset your time and give you some extra funds to help pay for your college expenses. With that, I want to take a minute to introduce Jens Knudsen. He is our TATE ambassador for the program, and should you choose to come into the TATE program, he's going to be that link between all these different resources that we talked about today for you, and so I want to give him an opportunity to introduce himself. Jens?
All right, hello everybody. My name is Jens Knudsen. Hope everyone can hear me. And basically, like Jennifer said, I'm going to be kind of a go-between peer mentor for the TATE program. I'm a mechanical engineering senior at UTSA. I was also a transfer student. I've had the opportunity to take advantage of a lot of things that you've been hearing about. I participate in research at UTSA in the Advanced Materials and Mechanical Systems Laboratory. In addition, I was able to take advantage of some of the Student Success Center activities, one of them being the career fair that actually led me to a very nice internship that's going to be guiding me towards actually getting hired once I'm done. So I want to help you guys take advantage of all those types of resources and get you connected with these student organizations and whatnot. I'll be doing that by having regular sessions and interacting with you, introducing you to things, helping answer questions. Again, making that connection and making it so that you're actually part of both teams being co-enrolled at these schools. So if with that, I'm going to go ahead and hand it back over, but I look forward to working with as many of you as are interested.
Thank you so much for that, Jens, and we're glad to have you on board serving as the TATE ambassador for this year. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to Dr. Appleford so he can provide you just a little more information and go over some myths that you commonly hear as engineers.
That's relationships that you start to build with companies, and that's a big deal for an engineer. So see those things like Swery, SolidWorks, Intertech. These are places where you could get that internship early in the program, and it turns into a job more often than you think. It's people that have your back then from while you've been in college as you make the transition into the workforce. They call these things extracurriculars in high school, and there's just no such thing in college. This is the heart of the program. It's applying what you've learned in the textbook to how you actually build something. So to break up some misconceptions within the field, Yeah, you get the idea, right? We don't work alone. We definitely do not work alone in this field. From day one, we want to have you in these teams, but they take time to work on, right? You got that concrete canoe there, advanced robotics on the right, trebuchet competition in the lower right. You know, engineers work in teams, and it supports the way that they get through college. Misconception number 2, yeah, we're not going to lock you up, right? You're not going to be locked to the library. You're going to spend a lot of time studying, but what you're going to do is you're going to connect it with applied learning. So if you're a mechanical engineer, you know, we're going to do a free body diagram. We're going to give it an application, right? We're going to have you actually do reaction forces and turn that into some sort of sports science activity. If you're a civil engineer, right, you might be studying statics and dynamics, but let's get you on site and actually see how that course goes into real life when they're trying to put together a building. Misconception number 3 is an interesting one. This is a tough major, right? This is not too hard, though. So engineers, you know, we do take quite a bit of responsibility in this world, right? Our mistakes are very public, right? When an aircraft falls out of the sky, when an autonomous vehicle crashes, when a medical device fails, right? Engineer is usually the one behind the scenes there, and it's because we do push a lot of boundaries. The question there is whether or not it's too hard. The universal answer for an engineer is no, it's not. It's just a challenge that you overcome. And you do this from here on out because you're believing in your major. That's the big difference in college. You're choosing this major and choosing the time to put you into that area. You know, that student down there in the lower left that's welding that structure, right? It took hours to gain that expertise. But once they do, that's a skill they have for the rest of their life. And that makes them a better engineer. Misconception number 4 is that, yeah, we just kind of need to redefine a little bit of what fun means as an engineer. You will be stressed out. Engineers are put under quite a bit of pressure in their program of study. And that's because of the responsibility that we take on. But we redefine what we mean by fun, right? It's going to be these applied-based learning projects that get you away from the textbooks. So that's why the engineers are still here on weekends, right, or at night. It's a tough major that you're looking at. I think you are up to the challenge. I think this partnership that we've got here could really get you through the program. We're going to give you quite a few resources as a co-enrolled student at both campuses. And that's the key point, right? You're applying to Lone Star, but you're going to be assigned an advisor at UTSA. You are a student of both campuses. With that, I am going to turn this back over to Jeremy and let him close this out.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Appleford. I love hearing about the wraparound services. Thank you, Jens, for being a mentor. It's so important, you all, to make those connections. That's why we have our student ambassadors. It's because we understand you have unique challenges that may come up, and knowing students that have been there, right, just a couple semesters before you, you know, those are the people to definitely connect with. So take advantage of his sessions. Take advantage of the Student Ambassadors Friday live chat sessions. It can make all the difference, definitely. So I want to thank our UTSA partners. Thank y'all both. This is an amazing partnership. Thanks to the Brain Trust, to the architect who made it as well. We're really, really excited for this. It's going to make a world of difference and life change for our students, the ones that are interested. So if you are interested, we're going to get to those next steps. I just want to remind you what you'd be interested in. This is a partnership that's going to give you a ticket to 2 degrees, internships, support for all 4 years, and access to amazing engineering careers. So if you're still interested, make sure you fill out the post-session survey, and I'm going to leave the link right now. We're also going to put the link in the chat. So this is a QR code. In the QR code, you're going to be able to put your information, and you make sure to mark that you attended the UTSA Engineering 101 session. That's how we'll know that you're interested in getting our tape sign-up information. We're also going to put the link in the chat for you right now, so you can show your interest also by clicking that link in the chat. So go ahead and scan the QR code or click the link in the chat. If you have a question or a comment, you can still put the question in on that link as well, and we can make sure to get that answer to you if you want to know about some specific about your situation and the TAPE program. We're really, really, really happy to see the turnout, the interest in this program. This is brand new. It's never before been able to be offered to Lone Star students. So we're excited that you could potentially be one of the first students going through this cohort process. So we're going to stick around until 4 p.m. in case you have any questions in the chat. So thank you again so much for joining us, and we'll see you again. We have a Friday live chat at 9 a.m. And then next week we have a Monday orientation 101, and Tuesday we have testing 101, and Wednesday we have registration 101. So you can join us Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week using the same link you used here today. If you're still making your way through the application and the checklist, we got you covered on that. So take care, everybody.